Every now and then, we hear that Albert Einstein did not do well in school and received grades of 2, 3, or even 1. Along with this assumption, it is also believed that Einstein was crazy and an inveterate alcoholic. However, these claims are not true. The myth of Einstein's poor schooling was refuted by the scientist himself when he was shown a note from the famous American show Ripley's Believe It or Not. The article claimed that the famous mathematician Albert Einstein had poor math skills in school and received low grades. Einstein took the article with humor and noted that he had never been a mathematician. In school, he studied exceptionally well and was even able to calculate integrals and differentials at the age of 14, which was impressive given that children in those days began to learn to count at age 15. Einstein often studied all school subjects on his own several years ahead of time without much difficulty. Many people saw the article from Ripley, but not everyone heard that it was not true. Consequently, the misconception spread and gained popularity. Albert Einstein spent his childhood in Munich, where his poor family moved a year after his birth. Although Einstein's parents were Jewish, he was sent to a Catholic elementary school when he was 5 because it was close to home. However, Albert hated the classical model of education from a young age. Schoolchildren had to walk on a line, and for every wrong answer, they were beaten on their hands with a ruler. Moreover, anti-Semitic sentiments were growing in Germany, and the boy was often bullied by his peers because of his origins. If we take a closer look at the calculations and analysis done by Einstein personally, such as by leafing through the Zurich notebook, it is evident that as a mature man, he had an excellent grasp of mathematics. One would expect no less from the man who developed the theory of relativity. But how did he perform in the exact sciences at school? Was he a slacker in school, and then suddenly picked up his mind and made up for it at university? A quick look at the testimonies of contemporaries who knew Einstein as a child does not support this hypothesis. Einstein's former classmates recall that he had a superb understanding of the exact sciences. The grades in his high school diploma confirm this. In those days, the highest school grade was 6. It is easy to see that Einstein had the highest score in algebra, geometry, descriptive geometry, and physics. He also got a 5 in chemistry and science. The only subject in which he had a poor grade was French. Moreover, according to the recollections of his relatives, young Albert studied geometry on his own and found proofs of many classical theorems, including the Pythagorean theorem, before it was even taught in school. At age 16, he was already quite proficient in mathematical analysis, a subject that was outside the school curriculum. As far as can be judged, Einstein had no problem with mathematics at school, but he was a mediocre student in the humanities. So, where did the myth of Einstein's poor math skills as a child come from? The myth has several origins. Einstein was a child with delayed speech development. Typically, most children begin to speak by 15 to 30 months of age, but Einstein said his first word at the age of 4. His parents were seriously concerned that he was mentally retarded. However, by the time he entered school, his speech was similar to that of his peers. The second origin of this myth, and the only part of it that corresponds to reality, is that Einstein really failed the entrance exams to the ETH in Zurich, at that time, and even now, one of the most prestigious technical universities in Europe. In those days, there were many examinations. In addition to physics and mathematics, you also had to pass geography, history, German, and biology. Einstein received the highest score in physics and math, but failed the humanities part. At university, Einstein decided that mathematics was not so important for physics and that the knowledge he already had was enough for him. So he skipped lectures by the famous mathematician Hermann Minkowski. However, that did not stop Einstein from passing his exams. Minkowski talked about Einstein's scientific achievements. This is a huge surprise to me since Einstein was a lazy dog when he was a student. Perhaps this myth was influenced by the fact that, in 19th century Germany, they used a 6-point grading system, and the grading of grades started from higher to lower. That is, a grade of 1 meant excellent, while a grade of 6 meant very bad. But in 1896, when Einstein was already finishing school, the educational system changed, and the worst score was 1. A few years later, someone looked at his report card and was horrified, not considering that the grading scale in those days was different. Another version of the myth is based on the fact that Einstein often used mathematicians to check his papers on the theory of relativity to double-check all the formulas and rule out any mistakes. Some people assume that Einstein was just bad at math because of this. In fact, checking calculations by other people is quite natural. Everyone knows firsthand how their attention is blurred when they are busy doing the same thing for a long time. In general, the figure of Einstein is very controversial in today's world. Much of what was attributed to him earlier is now refuted and denounced. They say that he undeservedly bears many laurels, but this is the subject of a separate video. Thank you for watching this video. Share your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to new videos. Stay tuned.